Hi, I'm Susanna Bowling, and this is live from the Hotel Edison Times Square Chronicles Presents. Today, I am with Dr. Charles J. Gibbs, who runs the Metropolitan College of New York. I cannot wait to learn about this college and also for you to learn. Mr. Gibbs, tell me.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
Thank you so much for having us today.
Thank you for coming because I really want to learn about this college. It's called the Metropolitan College of New York. Can you tell me about this? How did it get started? Where is it located?
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much again. Well, Metropolitan College is probably one of the best kept secrets in New York City and the tri-state. Started in 1964 by a courageous, innovative, educated warrior, Audrey Cohen, Women's Talents Corps. At the height of the war on poverty, she saw an opportunity and a need in the most impoverished communities in New York City by creating an opportunity for women to take training to the workplace to better their communities, titled A Centered Purpose Education. Audrey Cohen, I was reading her research. It was a phenomenal 5'4", courageous woman who was told no many of days. 60 years ago, and here we are today. In her research, when she was protested against because of her vibrancy and her aggressiveness in terms of creating these programs, when the students stormed her office, she sat in her seat and she told the officers, let them speak. She said, I'm not concerned about my safety, I'm concerned about our program and our school. I have the distinct pleasure of living that legacy and propelling it forward as its 7th president of Metropolitan College of New York and its first African-American president in its 60-year history. So it is a great day at Metropolitan College of New York, but it's even a better day for the students that we serve.
I love the fact that you're the first African-American because you're breaking through in a land that this is where they want to go.
Absolutely.
When did the college go both for men and women?
Well, 1974, the Audrey Cohen College was renamed to the Metropolitan College of New York. And we started admitting men years ago, because at first it was just for women. But now our population still remains at a very high level for women, not only African-American women, but also the Latino community as well. Now, the young men, we're bringing them along. But if you know you want to make something successful, you bring yourself around a lot of women, and they will make it happen. So I thank Audrey Cohen. I also thank our Board of Trustees, our Chair Emeritus, Chuck, our current chair, Gary Jenkins. Gary Jenkins is our current chair, is the first African-American chairman of the Board of Trustees as well. So we're making history, but the board is also making a cultural shift to representation of the majority of the students that we serve. To this day, Audrey Cohen's legacy lives on. Her daughter, Wendy Cohen, serves as our vice chair of the Board of Trustees. So the legacy continues.
When you say Chuck, do you mean Chuck Armstrong?
That's my guy.
So Wonderama has come to
Hey,
college.
I love Wonderama. There it is.
Exactly. Well, because it's helping students and helping people. Now, your average age of a student is not typical. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. So the average age of our student, because we have a working class student body, is about 33 to 36 years old. These are individuals that are professionals, hiring managers, associate directors, program directors, counselors, principals, working within the 5 boroughs of New York City. So most of our programming is a combination of asynchronous learning, where all your learning is online, where you are self-paced. You can grab it when you need it, turn it in when you're ready to turn it in. Or you can have a hybrid model where you're doing some of your coursework online and on ground, as well as fully on ground in-person instruction. So we're trying to meet our students where their needs are. We do have a great population of students that have families, they are working, and then you have some that are just committed to their education. So we provide a menu of options for our graduate and undergraduate students for our programming.
Can you tell me about what you teach? What is the main curriculum of this school?
Absolutely. Well, students have an option to enroll in 3 of our particular schools and colleges. The Audrey Cohen School for Human Services, Health and Human Services and Education, the School of Business, and the School of Public Health and Administration. So students from an undergraduate level can enroll in our School of Business, people that are in our MBA program. We have our graduate programs such as a Master's of Business Administration, Master's of Public Administration, and a Master's of Education. However, one of the things that I'm really excited about that drew me to the institution when we served that more mature audience of our students is that students can receive their master's degree in 3 semesters. So you don't have to necessarily commit to 2 years or 3 years to get your master's. It's an executive level, accelerated master's program in education, Master's of Public Administration, or Master's in Business Administration.
It sounds like this college is giving back to humanity more as well as teaching.
Well, a part of our mission, as I noted earlier, is centered around social justice. Social justice is the fabric of who we are and what we were built on. Equal opportunity for equal justice. And we're still fighting that good cause today. And so we look forward to continue to bring in students that are needle movers, change agents, cultural creators, and cultural thinkers. More importantly, innovative thinkers. We want the kind of student that comes into the institution, challenges the model, challenges the theory, but then takes that theory back to a practical standpoint to their classrooms and to their, more importantly, to their workplaces. So, for us, and for me having the opportunity to lead this great institution, you talked about our population. One of my visions is that we also begin to diversify that population. Yes, we serve a larger, more seasoned student, but there are also some students that are graduated from high school that need opportunities and mentoring as well. As I noted to you that I was a former CEO of 100 Black Men of America, the nation's largest African-American mentoring program for young African-American men. My objective is how do we bridge the gap with those current students that are coming out of high school and having our students become those mentors to help them move through that process. So if you don't see someone in class today and you notice that they haven't been there for 2 days, you call them. Hey, Charles, I noticed you haven't been in class in 2 days. Is everything okay? And that's how we begin to build a new community of new mentors and of new leaders.
There used to be a time in this country where people that were older mentored the younger, and I think in a strange way, this could actually be vice versa because the older people don't really understand the technology, but the younger people don't understand what it takes to get through that. We're shown life on the TV and we think that's the life that is available, but that's not true. And I think that you could do that vice versa.
Well, if you were talking to my mother, Susanna, she would say, that's not true. Charles better do what I tell him to do. So some people subscribe to that. So if my mother is listening, Mom, you're right.
I have one thing to say. She is right. But for some reason, we've turned into people that no longer think that this is a possibility or we should be listening to. And it's insane.
Well, I don't subscribe to that. I believe that there is hope. I believe there is an opportunity for our younger generation. I believe COVID has set us back 30, 40 years in terms of our learning curve, our communication skills, our social interaction skills. I mean, just face it, we were locked in for 5, 6 months, where we couldn't even really talk to anybody else. You got tired of talking to your parents. You got tired of talking to your brother. So you were just held on to that phone for the longest time. So we have, as educators, we have to come back to the forefront. We have to pull them along, but we also have to have empathy. We also have to have patience. We have to not just tell them what to do, but give them the why we believe we're delivering this instruction the way we're delivering it. Now, to your point, I do believe that there's a learning curve, even for our instructors, our faculty, who are somewhat set in those ways. We do have a changing environment of the way the students are learning. Students are not necessarily so inclined to want to sit in a classroom for 4 years with $80,000 of debt. So we had to begin to diversify and look at the appropriate model for the student that we serve. For instance, certification programs, right? Some students want to be able to come in and take 4 courses for an artificial intelligence or a machine learning or a coding course to get certain levels of certifications. you can still go out there and secure a job for $75, $80 to $100,000 without having to sit in the classroom for 4 years and $100,000 worth of debt. So we have to look at the type of student because they are different. They learn different. We can learn from them as well. Certainly when it comes to the technology and innovation. That's why I believe in the peer-to-peer teaching and the peer-to-peer learning. I think we got to, as instructors and as educators, allow our students a little bit more leeway to digest the curriculum, but also learn how to start teaching it too. Become the leader in the classroom.
Wait, do you ever do the buddy system so that every student is paired with another student, like, hello, you're not here?
That is a very good point, and that's what I was saying in reference to our more seasoned students, which are a lot older. But however, our younger people need those mentors, right? They need their guidance. They also need somebody to show them the way. I didn't get here just because I filled out an application. Somebody showed me the way. Somebody helped prepare me along the way for when this opportunity came. The institution had the right person at the right time for the right assignment. That didn't happen overnight. So we also have to take our time. I didn't always dress like this, but I had to watch somebody to see what that looked like, what did that result in, and then create a vision for myself and for my family. And that's a social responsibility that we have also. So one of my messages to my graduating class of this year was that when we make it through the door, don't close the door, kick the door off the hinges and bring somebody along. That's where we are.
Who mentored you? Where did this come from?
You know, I have more than one mentor. I know. Right? And all my mentors don't look like me. So I decided to make a concerted effort to change my life. Believe it or not, I was a special ed student. So see, right, so you wouldn't know that if I didn't tell you, because here I am, articulate, sharp, shoes shine, groomed, ready to go. But somebody showed me.
You even have beautiful nails.
My daddy always said, keep yourself groomed from head to toe, right? Because you never know when you're going to be called upon to step in. To step in the gap, you always have to be ready. And I remember a time, Suzanne, my mother bet me $50 that I wouldn't graduate from high school with my graduating class. Not that she didn't believe I can do it, but what was the motivating factor?
Incentive.
What would motivate this guy? Now, 3 years later, 3 degrees later, with my doctorate from Howard University, she still hasn't paid me my $50. So if there's any accountants out there listening, tell me what that compounded interest is. But all jokes aside, exactly. My mother is super proud of me because I made a concerted effort to change my life. And that's what I want to do. I want to inspire the next generation that believe that they can't take their game to the next level. Trio programs, Upward Bound, saved my life. When I went to a summer program, changed my life. And so for your listeners who have sons or daughters or nieces or nephews that believe that there's not a way, go to www.mcny.edu, find your place. There's a place for you. And if you believe in this mission that I'm explaining today and talking with you about, go to www.mcny.edu. At the top right-hand corner is a button that says Give. Make a donation to support us so that we can continue to support the mission of our communities around the 5 boroughs of New York City.
How do you raise money for your college? Are there grants to get the students into school? How does this work?
Well, it's almost like a three-legged stool. Not only do you have the opportunities for funding for grants, but we have foundations and corporations, but also our alumni. We have some of the best and brightest alumni within the 5 boroughs of New York City holding great positions of authority, whether they're commissioners, whether they're circuit court judges, whether they're within the administration, whether they're in higher ed, whether they're in education, whether they're in the police force. My role is to make sure that those stories from our successful alumni translate back to our students. And with that, I don't just say to my alumni, I want your treasures. I want your time too. But I do need your treasures so that we can mentor the next generation. So that's one way. Second way, we have 2 great programs that we get funded from the state. Our Welfare to Work program, which are for women that are coming out of the welfare system that need an opportunity to get that degree, to get their lives together. We support them with their free tuition from the grant that we receive that helps them get their education. our Career Pathways program for young people that, for some reason, whatever, did not complete high school, but now want to go back and get their GED. And with that GED, by enrolling at Metropolitan College in our program, you now can secure 37 credits through that process that then translate to your associate's or your bachelor's degree. And if you come to MCNY for that program, not only will you get your GED, your high school equivalency degree, diploma, you will now have some college credits under your belt as well. So those are some grant-funded programs that support those marginalized communities. Again, we started with the mission of social justice, but I will say this, like most institutions in higher ed, it's not over yet. We have a long way to go. We need support. If you're listening to my voice, whether you're a corporation, you're a foundation, you're looking to invest in some of the most brightest culture creators, innovative thinkers of students in the metropolitan 5 boroughs, please visit our website. Make a donation. But as you make that donation, click a little further down, you'll see a word there that says reoccurring. Not just that one-time gift. Give it like you would give to any charity that you support. We're a nonprofit 501c3. It's tax deductible, but you will be changing the lives of the students who live within your community. That's how we try to work to get our funding in and developing strategic partnerships like this opportunity, getting out there to get the word and the messaging about our great college and our great history, our great alums, and our great students. When we can do that, impress the flesh, and invite people in. We have 2 campuses, one in the South Bronx. We have one in Lower Manhattan on 60 West Street. Our Welcome Center is housed there. Stop in, get some information, speak to a counselor, speak for the opportunities. If you're a parent and you have a son that's laying on that couch, call me. And we'll get him off the couch and we'll get him educated so he can go get his own apartment and be a contributor to society.
Has there been anybody that's graduated from this college that has gone on to do bigger and better things, people that you would like to talk about?
Well, one of the individuals that I really admire is our current chairman, Gary Jenkins. He was a former commissioner for the Department of Health and Human Services, who's done a phenomenal job. You have Jocelyn Rainey, who heads up is the CEO of the Brooklyn nonprofit. You have Darlene Williams, who is the CEO of Union Settlement, who are just doing some really, really great things in our community. And there's so many more alums that we can talk about. But the key is,
can you tell me a little bit more about this transitional goal that you have?
it's actually transformational. It's actually transformational because that's what we need as institutions to survive the long term. When I go to foundations or to corporations, one of the things that they ask me is, well, what is your alumni doing? What is your board doing to support the institution? We have a great board that supports the institution. We have a great alumni that support the institution. But what we're looking for and what my vision is that we need those transformational gifts, those transformative gifts that changes the lives. For instance, talking about our youth, one of the things I would love to create as a vision for this great institution is an innovation and entrepreneurial center, right? Our students are becoming so non-traditional where they're not going to school just to go get a job, but they're looking to how to create a business, how to align themselves with successful entrepreneurs, how do they employ the proper technology and the innovation, whether it's artificial intelligence, whether it's coding, whether it's gaming. How do I begin to start my business, and then where do I go to find the funding to support my business? And then how can the institution become a partner in investing in your business that then you turn around and support the institution? So I would love to see a transformative gift to Metropolitan College of New York that supports our students in the innovation and in the entrepreneurship space. If we can do that, we're going to be meeting our students where they are. The traditional, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, that's all great. But now they want to know, how can I start my own business? And what is the technology that's out there available for me to help me do that? And create what I call an ideation center, right? Within that innovation center where students are now ideating with other students who have similar ideas, and they're meshing it all together and come up with an idea. Because believe it or not, Your classmate could become your lawyer, could become your investor, could become your partner in the business because they have those same aspirations. So how do we take those aspirations and those dreams, make it all, really make it into a community? So in this transformational opportunity for an innovation and entrepreneurial center, I'm talking now to the entrepreneurs within the 5 boroughs that can hear my voice, who have resources, that want to support something that supports not just because they have the resources to give, but they understand the importance of that generation having the resources to innovate, ideate, create, and produce scalable projects, scalable products that can serve our communities well across the globe.
It's so exciting to hear you talk because I look at colleges now and they're pandering to keeping these students non-productive. Bad things happen and we have to deal with them. Good things happen and we get to deal with them.
Right.
And when you don't know one from the other and you're taught, oh, having a bad day? Okay. How do you live life? How do you get past and out of college to honestly live life?
Well, my vision, I've been in the position for 24 days. I've been on the streets and pounding the pavement, expanding the brand since day one. And I'll continue to do that throughout my entire tenure. I don't subscribe to students who just want to be pandered. I want students who want to come in and bring suggestions, bring recommendations. We have a new energy. We are now an institution that executes, but we are also an institution that get things done. And so our students is rubbing off on them. They're feeling excited. They appreciate the cultural shift that now the leadership represents and looks like them, understands the challenges and the struggles that they go through. A lot of times students have those challenges because people can't relate. And not that I'm the most relatable person, I'm pretty good at relating, but
No, I think you're very good at relating.
I'm
Yeah.
close to it.
No, I think you're good at it.
But the key is how do we see what they see? Come off this shell, let's take our blinders off and let's look through the same lens that they're looking through. And if we do that, we find that synergy, and that synergy will propel them to the next level. And it won't be pandering, it'll be an opportunity to grow.
I love that. Is there any questions that I haven't asked that you would love our audience to know?
Well, I think you've done a great job, and I am truly humbled by the opportunity to represent MCNY, Metropolitan College of New York, on this day, at this moment, in this time in history. So I thank you for the work that you're doing to bring our message forward and to expand our message through your audience. So I am humbled by that. Last thing I would say is that if you can hear my voice, visit us at www.mcny.edu and just take a look and browse through our academic programs. Take a look at some of the testimonies of our alumni. Look at the worldwide faculty that we have through our research that are doing some great things in the mental health space, in the social science space, in the business space, the social justice space. And there's a place for you to grow. And we have a model that is convenient for what works best for you when you need to educate yourself. And we're here for you. We're a partner in this journey.
I so love that. If you are a student that is looking to find their way, or an adult who's decided, you know what, I need more, there is a college for you, and there is always education for you. I would like to thank Magda Katz for always filming us and making us look good and sound good. I would like to thank Chuck Armstrong for bringing us lights and making us go to the next level. I would like to thank Romel Gopez and the Hotel Edison for always being there for us. I'm Susanna Bowling, and this is Live from the Hotel Edison, Times Square Chronicles presents.